Hello and welcome to Yoga for Everyday Endurance Athletes and normal people too. We are going to start in our seated position as usual. I had kind of a momentous day today. I was cleaning out the garage and I found the step ladder. It was a great thing. I finally found the step ladder. I've been looking all over for it. But then I got a little sad because then I realized I never knew my real ladder. Step ladder, real ladder. Okay, the audience is not impressed. All right, well, there we go. Let's start our breathing. Inhale and through your nose into your belly. Maybe the jokes will start becoming funnier when you start practicing your breathing. Inhale through your nose into your belly. Hopefully you've been following along this long enough where you're starting to get the idea of inhaling into your belly, pushing against the waistband of your pants, or have your thumb in your belly button, and then just relaxing. All right, so today's class, as you're practicing, we're going to do some cats and cows and some bird dogs, but then our main sequence is simply going to be warrior poses to a side angle. And we're going to do them really slowly the first time. And then the second time and third time, we'll do them with a little bit of almost flow, which we don't usually do in this class. But because they're all essentially working side bends and working our core, that's what our focus is going to be. All right, so let's roll forward on to our hands and knees into tabletop pose. Find your breathing into your belly. And now we'll do some cows and cats. So we'll start to inhale into a cow pose. Drop your belly, stick your butt out a little bit, and lift up your head. And then when you're ready, start to exhale. Just let the air out. Arch your back. We're coming into cat. Tuck your hips under and look between your legs into your toes or to your toes. And then start to inhale in through your nose into your belly. Drop your belly, lift up your head, stick out your butt in cow. And then come into cat as you start to let the air out. Inhale up. Exhale. Hopefully you're going at your own pace, or you can follow along with what I'm doing. And exhale. And we'll do one more. And exhale. In your tabletop, come back to a neutral spine, and we'll do some bird dogs. So extend your left arm forward first and extend your right foot down. And you can stay here or lift up your right foot so that the goal is to spread your hand and your heel as far apart as you can. And you can stay here, or you can do a few curls where your left hand or your left knee, left hand or left ankle comes to your right knee, and then extend back out. And do this slowly with your breathing. Inhale and exhale, which is a little different than what we normally do for breath pattern. Usually we inhale on the extension, but this time we're doing it backwards. And we'll do 5 on each side. Make our class A exercise class. And then come back. Good. Check out your wrists. If they're getting a little tired, just push. I'm kind of sitting back a little bit so there's not too much pressure. And I'm just reversing my hands so that my back of my hands and the knuckles are on there. And I'm just opening up my wrists a little. All right, let's come back to our tabletop. Extend your right hand forward, left toes down. If you want to, are able to lift up your left ankle so that your heel is up and toes are pointing down. And you can stay here, or you can do your bird dog curls. And yes, you're doing a little extra work by curling up your core, or your belly, but what you're really doing is creating instability for your whole core and your hips and your shoulders. And so that creates the strength. All right, from here, put your hands back down, feet wide, put your big toes together, sit your butt back, and we're gonna come into a child's pose just for a moment. All right, so in child's pose, you can just relax, or if you want to practice some of the movement, your inhale is to lift up your torso and your hips, and then the exhale is to straighten your back and lengthen it. And even bring your collarbones down to the mat, closer to the mat. So the inhale is to lift, the exhale is to extend and lengthen. We'll do one more breath like that. You will likely feel this in your shoulders, but also in the tops of your hamstrings going into your glutes. Good. All right, let's come up, curl your toes back under. We'll come into a downward dog just for a moment. Inhale and come up on your tiptoes. Exhale, come down on one heel. Inhale, come back up. Go down on the other heel. Inhale, come up. And then try to push both heels down. Good. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Walk your feet forward on the exhale into a forward fold. And then lift up your torso for a half lift. Yep, good. Exhale down to a forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Bring your arms up overhead. Bring your hands together and then exhale down to heart center. And then exhale your hands down to your side. All right, good. Nicely done. All right, so we're going to start in a warrior one, then a warrior two, then a reverse warrior, then a side angle, but the extended side angle. So follow along, and I'll talk us through it. We've done warriors a lot, so you should hopefully have an idea of that. But we're going to just keep working really on opening up our hips and our side and our torso. So let's inhale, take a step back with your right foot. Drop your back heel, and we'll come into a warrior one. All right, so in warrior one, arms are up if you can. However you can. You can also have your hands at your side, or at your shoulders, or on your hips. The inhale is to open up your shoulders. The exhale is to rotate your shoulders and let your hips come with them. And if you can, try to create a little bit of a back bend by leaning your torso back. All right, some things to think about in terms of your form. Your front knee, your left knee is bent. Your back leg stays relatively straight. The challenge you have in keeping it straight is when you rotate forward, your knee wants to bend because you're pulling really on the inside of your right thigh. Inhale, and then let the air just come out as you rotate your shoulders forward. All this isometric strength work in your hips, your core, everything's got to be held together. Good. Okay, now we're going to inhale and rotate our shoulders and come into a warrior two. Okay, first thing to check is your front knee to make sure that it's over your front ankle and not rolled in. So the inhale this time is to open up your shoulders. The exhale is to make them as long as possible. So you're looking out over your front hand for the front middle finger. You are trying to balance the weight on your back foot and front foot. So the inhale is to open your shoulders. The exhale is to lengthen your hands. So you're trying to get your hands as far out. Good, you've totally got it. And if you feel like you've got this, start scooching out your front foot just a little bit and come a little bit deeper into the pose. You'll feel this on you'll start to burn a little bit in your left butt cheek and your left thigh and opening up on your right side. What we're trying to remember here is how your torso is sideways, how your hips are sort of sideways, because that's what we're going to try and replicate in reverse and extended side ankle. All right, so let's inhale, lift up your left hand, drop your right hand to your right thigh or put it behind your back. So the goal here is to, as if you were trying to fold yourself in half so that your right shoulder comes to your right knee, right? So that's, that's not going to happen, obviously, but that's what you're working on. So then the inhale is to lift your torso. The exhale is just to lean back. So you're feeling this in your left side body. And you're trying to keep your shoulders narrow, forward and backwards, and not sideways. So you're still trying to keep your right shoulder coming down towards your right knee. And then on the exhale, you're just letting your left side body, your left rib cage just open as you inhale and exhale. All right, now we have one more move, and then we'll relax our legs. So now we're going to inhale. Now you're going to, as if you were doing a cartwheel, we're going to be bringing your left elbow onto your left thigh and bringing your hand up and over so that it's pointing forward and up. There's like a seam between the ceiling and the wall. So I cannot see myself, but my goal is to have a relatively straight line from my hand to my foot. The inhale is to drop my right shoulder and open up my torso. If you want a little more work in your torso, you can extend your left arm. Good. All right, now we're going to come all the way up. And instead of coming down into a downward dog, we're just going to have our feet coming forward, and we'll come into the wide stance, forward fold, and just relax our upper body from all the work, and lower body from all the work we just did. So the goal is to be bringing your torso straight down. You can put your hands on the mat. You can have your hands on your knees. You're feeling this in your hamstrings, in your lower back, maybe in your neck. I'm not sure. Depends on where things are tight for you. All right, just gonna walk your hands forward and then walk your foot forward, your right foot forward, so that you're in a forward fold. Come into a half lift, forward fold, and then all the way up. Arms overhead, hands together, and hands down to heart center. Okay, so relax your hands, walk out your feet a little bit. There's all that tension built up on your left side. All right, so now we're gonna do that same thing, but on the other side now. So we're gonna, inhale, step back with your left foot now, and drop your heel. So first thing to check is that your heels are relatively lined up so that they're relatively in a straight line. And then we're in warrior one. And warrior one, the idea again is to inhale, your shoulders open, exhale, rotate them forward. So back leg is mostly straight, but it's not locked out. Front knee is over your front ankle. And you are trying to create as much of a back bend as you can. Inhale and relax. And then exhale, just rotate your shoulders. And even though you're relaxed on the inhale, you're trying to relax into the pose this way too. Inhale into your belly. Good. Now we're going to come into our warrior two. Inhale and rotate into the warrior two. I'm just going to switch position. All right. Now, again, front knee. Check that. Over your ankle, not rolled in. So if you can see my knee, it's not here on the inside, but it's rolled back up. Look out over your front hand. Feel your torso being straight up and down. Good, you got it. And then think about your back leg being straight, but not locked. The inhales again, relaxing your shoulders so that they're facing a little forward. The exhale is to rotate them so that they're front and back, and you're reaching out your hands. If your shoulders get tired, which they may, you can always put your hands at your waist. Good. All right, one more breath here. Good, now it's inhale, bring your left hand down to your left thigh, reach your right hand up and reverse warrior. All right, so again, you're trying to fold yourself sideways so that your left shoulder comes down to your left knee. The inhale is to lift your torso up. The exhale is to reach back and open up your right side body. So inhale into your belly, and exhale, just let the air out. And you're just, it's like I'm talking and just letting the air come out as I speak. So most of the weight is on your back leg. You should be able to feel the stress in your left leg, your left thigh. Do one more breath. All right, now cartwheel down, right elbow onto right thigh, left hand up and over, and pointing. This be what, 45 degrees ish. So again, you're trying to create and feel like there's a straight line from your heel to your hips to your hands. And it doesn't matter if there is, you want to feel like there is. So the inhale is to relax your torso. The exhale is to rotate so that your left shoulder comes higher and stacks on top of your right. And again, if you want to bring your right hand forward off of your thigh, you got more torso work. Good. Okay, roll up with your torso. Your feet roll forward again. Tilt, hinge at your hips. Let your torso come down in a wide stance forward fold. Just let your upper half just hang here. You might be in a different spot now since we've done work on both sides now. Good. Now you're just going to walk your hands into the front of your foot. Bring your left foot forward into a forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale all the way up. And then hands together and hands to heart center. Okay, that's a lot of work. So what we're going to do now is that same routine, but much more quickly, where we're not going to have a chance to build up some of the isometric tension, but it's going to be much flowier. So we'll build up a little bit of heat. Not much, but a little bit. All right, so we're going to inhale, exhale, step back, drop your back heel, come into warrior one. So inhale, open, exhale, forward. Inhale, open, and exhale, rotate into a warrior two. So it's kind of a breath and a half. Inhale, open, exhale, reach across and out. Inhale, open, bring your right hand down, left hand up into reverse warrior. Inhale, torso up, exhale, reach back. Inhale up, cartwheel your right hand up and over, bring your left elbow down. Inhale and relax, and exhale, bring it around. This time, rotate your arms, rotate your feet. So now your right foot is pointing forward, and you're coming up into a warrior one on the other side. A little bit of awkward transition, but it'll work. Good. Inhale, rotate to a warrior two. Check your front knee. Good. Inhale, bring your right hand up into the air, left hand back into reverse warrior. And back. Good. Inhale, come forward into extended side angle. Now we'll do that whole thing over again. Rotate your hands up and over. Rotate into a warrior one on this side. Really pull in your belly, have your torso straight. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, rotate. Rotate into a warrior two. Inhale, drop your right hand, lift your left hand up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, come up, rotate your right hand over. Good. One more inhale. Rotate your hands up and over. Rotate your feet. Right foot forward, left foot back into warrior one. Inhale up. Exhale, rotate. Inhale up, rotate into a warrior two. Inhale up. Exhale, bring your right hand up into reverse warrior. You are looking great. Keep it going. Inhale, torso up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, torso up and continue coming over. Left hand overhead into extended side angle. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Inhale up. This time, bring your hands together, bring your feet together, and relax here. Just for a moment, we're going to come down onto the mat and stretch out our hips. Good. All right, top of the mat, if you're not already there, inhale up, hands overhead. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Walk your feet back, bring your knees back down to the mat. Cross your legs, and we are just going to make our way onto our backs. There's really not a great way of transitioning to that, but we just did it. All right, we're on our backs. Our knees are in the air. Our feet are on the floor. Our hands are about 45-degree angles, palms down. We are just going to work on opening up our lower back and our hips of all of the work we just did. So inhale your right foot and leg up and cross over the top of your left knee as if you were sitting. Then we'll inhale, and we're going to drop our knees over to the right. You're going to feel a pull in your hips and your lower back. The inhale is to come up a little. The exhale is to drop your knees a little bit farther. You can even look over to the left. Keep your shoulders on the mat. Your left butt cheek is coming off the mat. Your right is staying on the mat. And you can always adjust. Is this my left foot that's on the mat? Yeah, my left foot. You can always adjust it to try to get your target is feeling in your lower back and in your left hip joint, your left hip flexors. Up and down with your breath. Just work at your own pace. Just go slowly and let your right leg is acting as a anchor, I guess, and just kind of gently weighing your left leg down, your left knee down. We'll do one more breath. And down. And then roll back up. Bring your feet to the mat again. This time lift your left leg up. Bring your left leg over. Inhale and exhale, drop over to your left. Look over to your right. There you go. Nice. And up. And again, you can always adjust where your right foot is so that you can make sure that you're feeling this in your lower back and in your right hip joint. Couple more breaths. Good. One more breath. Good. And then now let's just roll up to a seated position. Whew. All right, that was some good work. We're in easy pose, in seated position. Breathe into our belly. Exhale through your nose. Good. Bring your hands to your side. Inhale. Scoop up the good energy as you inhale, hands together. And As you exhale, you bring the good energy into yourself. I appreciate your presence, and I'm grateful you got to join us tonight. Namaste. All right. Thanks for joining us. SimpleEnduranceCoaching.com. Check it out for coaching, yoga, and strength training. All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye.